Okay, sorry, I thought you were a bill collector. I'm actually kind of walking out the door right now, so I'm surprised I haven't. I don't think my ringer was on. So, oh no, I did receive that.
And welcome to the Please Subscribe Show, Kitty. Okay, and welcome to the Please Subscribe Show. I'm Cole Spivey.
I'm Linda Spivey.
And I'm gonna drop food at your doorstep, and Linda's gonna set the food next to the point of sale system.
Yes,
and
of course.
And you'll come along with us, and
come on.
We'll talk about movies and people and humanity. It'll be great.
What did he do now?
All right, February 23, 2023.
Is this a community cash register? Am I allowed to use it? I just got like literally freaking shark.
Right.
Jeez. Whoa. Speaking of shark.
So you're eating paschetti?
Yes.
Paschetti.
Maybe she wanted to talk to you because she's seen me cry. I don't know. Be like,
It's private information, sweetie.
yeah.
This
I don't
is
care.
really the message.
People cry. And that would be
I'm
mean to
gonna
me.
cry.
No, I'm just saying people cry. Be like, she used to be my manager here and there and here. She was fine. Maybe pull up the schedule.
Junior high or something?
Yeah, I used to be her. Wish I was in junior high so I'd have to freaking work. To worry about getting fired. People. Go faster. How much faster do you want me to do? That place is big. Maybe they should put that closer to that. It's too big. Better off being a server. They wouldn't even let me drink water. They gave me a dirty look when I was drinking water. Sorry, I have to drink water. My throat's dry. God's sakes. Now I gotta wear my diaper to work. Can't go to the bathroom one time during a lunch shift.
Server position.
Yeah, but it was a nice restaurant, so hold on. I gotta call back. Shit, I don't have my thing by this time. Menus, high chairs, smile, wear that pretty cute lipstick. So, okay, maybe give me a call back. Now, I do have experience, hostess. I just forgot to put it on there. Okay, thank you.
Still of the night, it's white snake. It's copyright protected. Still of the night, white snake. Looks like they got a thing right here called a bag of burgers. They're 5 juniors with ketchup and pickles. If you add cheese on them, you get $7.75. And there it is, the Braums bag of burgers. So it's about this size. There's 5 of them, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. and I'm kind of on the road. It's kind of on the road food. And I haven't had breakfast. This is about the size of them. It's about the size of a junior, but 5 times. And I paid for cheese, and there's no cheese on it. So, oh well. It's probably better for me without cheese. It's still pretty good though. I wasn't gonna buy Taco Bell, but I did get a free refill the other day there, so. It's a good burger. And here's the second one. You can get it with cheese. I got it with cheese, but I guess I forgot. I'm in a hurry. Had to back up there for a minute. The second one's about as good as the first one. It's a bomb. Hairball. Good. Very good burger. Very good. Got pickles. Sauce in there. Pickles. Well, I'm working on my second junior cheeseburger. Well, it's supposed to be a cheeseburger, but didn't put the cheese on it. But hamburger at Braums. So I'm probably gonna save the rest for later. Number 3. Pretty good, not too bad. Almost like a little bit larger than White Castle burgers. A large White Castle burger, a little bit. Pretty good bun too. We got one Smoothie King. Smoothie King. I'm picking up that Smoothie King. Drop it off at your doorstep. Here's number 4. Got same as the other ones. Supposed to have cheese on it, but it's got pickles, special sauce, I guess ketchup, and hamburger patty. And that's number 4. Kind of looks like a cookie I ate, doesn't it? And I got something to wash it down with. So in relationship, and I have to go back and talk about a friend that was executed. Her name was Channing, but she was a friend. You know, she was foremost a friend. And I've heard that you marry your friends. You know, you marry your friend that becomes your lover. And I didn't get to with Channing. I got to be her friend, but she was killed. And it's a sad situation. You know, I didn't get to have a relationship with her. She was killed by these basically drug dealers. It happened a long time ago. She was a TCU student, but she would always have been my friend. That's what I hate. And then Foster, my other friend, who this Jewish guy I knew, who was a soldier, he was a Marine, United States Marine, a sergeant. He went on a second tour and lost his life on a second tour. He had always been like a buddy, a friend, you know. He had always been there for me through everything. He was always kind of wondering what I was doing, always checking up on me, coming in at, you know, surprise times and, you know, what's going on, you know, just hanging around, laughing. There's no way I would have lost him as a friend, but I lost him because of, you know, something that was out of my control, just like Channing. But what I really wanted to say was this is kind of about marriage. And they say that it starts with master and servant, and then it moves to friend, and then it goes to lovers at its highest state. That's the process of marriage. Don't know why, but, you know, you see it on the television shows. Like, there was that one, I call him King James. What is it? The King of Queens, and I Love Lucy, all of them, you know. I guess even Leave It to Beaver. They're kind of a master-servant relationship and friends and stuff. Seinfeld has it. All the great television shows have it, you know, that show relationships and what the relationships are, you know. The institution of marriage is kind of, the foundation of that is kind of friends. But there is the master and servant, there is the friends, and then there is the lovers, you know. And it can be all one person too, at times. The highest state being the lovers, the lowest state being master and servant. And then they're in the middle, friends, you know. In the middle state. So what I'm trying to say is there's 3 states in a marriage. There's master and servant state, there's the friendship state, and then there's the lover state, which is the highest. And Jesus is the one that's in control of all of that. It's where the old Circle Theater used to be back in the day. Bluebonnet Circle. Then it moved to West Magnolia into a building, and then eventually got its home downtown Fort Worth. It's a nice little theater. They've done a lot of good work. Everything from like A Few Good Men to Tennessee Williams stuff, Mammoth. They even did a staging version of Misery, the Stephen King story. They staged a version of it one time. I think it was a downtown location too. They've done Edward Albee. You know, I think A Delicate Balance was there when I saw it. They've done a ton of work, and they're really actually, I consider them professional. They do pay their actors, and you can get equity points with them. They're probably one of the best, you know, best kept secrets of Fort Worth is Circle Theater. Stage West is their competitor, and Stage West is about the same. I personally, I'm a big fan of Stage West, and I've known a lot of people around Stage West. But I also went to school with Michael Newberry, who he may help run Circle Theater now, but Michael was one of our talented, kind of Dustin Hoffman-esque, if you know who Dustin Hoffman is, type of actor, probably better in a way. He's a great singer, but he helped out with Circle. Stage West was run by Jerry Russell. Now Dana Schultez, and Rob Vasquez is a resident playwright who also helps out with Stage West, and they're still rolling too. Stage West does more kind of alternative shows. They're a little more, I guess you could call them artsy. They used to do like Sam Shepard, but they still do the classics too. Sam Shepard's a classic, but they've even done Shakespeare. And they do original stuff too. They do original playwrights. They've done some original playwrights that are now with Samuel French. It's a big deal. Even New York actors come down here and will get involved with Stage West at times. Just kind of like a vacation, you know. It's a good little theater. It used to be right on the other side of this campus, TCU store, right where McAllister's is, but they moved it to its original location off of Vickery. I'll show you where the original, well, not the original Stage West, but one of its homes. It started off of Vickery, then it moved to Texas Theater downtown by Sundance Square. Then it moved here when I was in college, right here where McAllister's is. It was an old movie theater. They moved in there for a while. Then it moved back to Vickery. Smoothie King is the next one. The blueberry protein enhancer gladiator additional add-on thing. It's going to your door. That's a Dickey Stadium. The arena. So in the next little segment, I'm going to tell you the process of what I went through, technically, kind of, when I wrote Escape from Maine, like how I did it. And it was not easy at all. It was very, very difficult. I nearly lost it a couple of times. But I'll tell you all about it in just a minute. The reason Escape from Maine is going to be made into a very well-known book and a movie is not necessarily because of me, but because of God. God wants the story to be told because he wants to make a point about the Unitarian and the Trinitarian church. But it's about a lot of things. I have enemies that don't want to see this book be published, and they do not want to see it be made into a movie. And I'm sure Margaret Mitchell had the same problem when she did Gone with the Wind and many other stories that have been made. And those enemies will be overcome by God. We'll see that here coming up here pretty soon, before the movie lifts off. But anyway, let me tell you how I made it. So when I worked at the mill at Hardwood, which in the book is called Havenwood, I would finish up sometimes an 8-hour or 12-hour shift. And I started coming up with the idea when I was in Guilford. Then I started solidifying it in Dover Foxcroft. And what I did was I went and experienced the day. And then when I got back, 4 or 5 bullet points I'd write down on some scratch paper, usually about the size of a napkin or so. And then I would meet those requirements on those bullet points, those little headliners of things that happen. So-and-so talks to so-and-so, you know. The belt, you know, because the belt's a big part of the story. You know, rotten wood, you know, push-ups, you know, long walk at Riverwalk and things like that, you know, Bangor, movie at Bangor, you know, Stephen King's house, you know. So I'd write these little things, and then when I'd get back after work, I'd riff on them for about, I'd say maybe a page or maybe 2 pages, sometimes up to 10 pages a night. And this went on for the 17 months that I was there. I wrote it seriously for about 15 months. But the couple of months I spent putting it kind of together in my head, what it was going to be like, coming up with Jonah, Samuel, Camden III. It all started there in Maine. Probably started cooking it up I probably started coming up with some of the ideas when I was at the Parkman place, and then started solidifying how I was going to do everything at the Guilford place, and then really working on it at the Dover Foxcroft place. So it was thought up in 3 different places, but it was finalized at the Dover Foxcroft place, where I overlooked the theater, and there's a Mason's lounge there that's right next to the theater. And the center theater, you can see it from where I lived at Rita's place off of High Street on the top of the hill. So that's how I did it. And I did it every night between 30 minutes to maybe 4 or 5 hours until I would fall asleep, sometimes at the computer. I used a Dell computer with a tower. I transferred all of that, a lot of it, to a laptop. And then I transferred it online. So I went through a series of things. I know David Foster Wallace went from writing it on a journal and then typing it and then putting it into a computer. But everybody has their methods and strategies. Mine was I would write it down on like a scratch paper about the size of about a napkin. And then from there, I would riff. I would sit there and type from those things as quick as I could, trying to get the spelling right, trying to get the syntax, trying to get everything right as quick as possible. I had to write it as quick as possible. And I slaved on that for 15 months straight. In the cold, there was blizzards I went through. I'd sometimes make notes when I was on the road. And there were a lot of characters in it. There's more than 100 characters in it. It's a whole town of people. I did write it in third person, but I'd switch to first person when he would be in the laptop. So the character Jonah has a laptop, and he's writing the story in a laptop. So that's when it would go to first person. Now, there's no way, even if we did a series, it would be very difficult to do the whole book. It would be very difficult. As a feature, you'd only be able to take certain parts of it. That's why I'm going to take some time and probably have that screenplay done by summer. But as a series, if it ever becomes a series, kind of like how The Stand did, Stephen King's Stand became a series, and there's other series that are based on books. I could probably get a big chunk of a lot of it. Usually they have a team of writers that help with that. But as a feature, I could get a pretty good feature out of what I have. I could riff off of the book. So what I'm doing is I'm calling the book, for organization purposes, Escape from Me, as in M.E. representing the state of Maine. So the story would be Escape from Me. The screenplay is Escape from Maine. So that is the title of the screenplay. I'm serious about that. And hopefully, if I get my way, the title of the movie will be Escape from Maine. And I like to show, if I can remember this, I like to show a moment where he hits the return button, but it says escape instead of return. Whenever he's in, because a long time ago the computer said escape instead of return. It's a true story. When he sends it up, he hits it on the little thing and says, instead of says return. Now there could be a sequel called Return to Maine, which that would be the behind scenes of the movie. Whoever decides to want to jump on board with the documentary right now, I'm sending it out. So whoever wants to, they could, or even I can do a version of it called Return to Maine. My promise is I'll never live there again. At least I have at least 10 or 20 or 30 million. True story.